Hello again and welcome to another Deathcore of Krieg Tactics video. Now today guys we're going to be taking an in-depth look at Marshal Karis Venner, and he is the Deathcore of Krieg special character. Now whilst it is only a single unit, he does have quite a lot of special rules, and he also is really important to Deathcore of Krieg army, so I thought he warranted his own video. The other HQ choices are a bit more generic, and so they're going to be included in a part 2, and that will cover the remaining HQ choices. Marshal Karis Venner is an absolute beast. He's really interesting, and his special rules make him almost an auto include in any Deathcore of Krieg army. And he is almost like a microcosm of the Deathcore of Krieg in itself, which is, he is quite expensive points wise. He is 69 points, so you're paying more than double than you would do for 2 normal company commanders in the regular guard, but he comes with loads and loads of special rules, and that kind of is like the Deathcore of Krieg in a nutshell. You're paying more. Generally in the Deathcore of Krieg you are paying more than in the guard, but you do get more, and generally speaking it's worth it. The points are worth it. So what does Marshal Karis Venner come with? What does Venner come with? He comes with the Memento Mori and a power sword. So his base cost is actually 55 points, but you have to pay 10 points for his Memento Mori, which is his special bit of equipment, and you also have to pay 4 points for the power sword. He does come with a hotshot las pistol for the low cost of nothing. Okay, now his special rules are quite interesting, and we'll go through those now. We'll go through all his stats. So he comes with the basic 6-inch movement of any guardsman. He has weapon skill 3 plus ballistic skill 3 plus strength 3, toughness 3, 4 wounds, attacks 3, leadership 9, which is awesome, and a 4 plus save. So he has pretty much the same stats as a regular company commander, except for he has 1 better leadership and 1 better save. Okay, so fair enough. He comes with a refractor field, so he has a 5 plus invulnerable save. He obviously has the call to sacrifice. It doesn't really affect him. Now I've mentioned that Memento Mori a couple of times now. Now whenever the bearer of the Memento Mori suffers a wound from a weapon which does multiple wounds, e.g. damage 2, damage D3, damage D6, the roll is always a 1. Now that is huge. That is huge. That's cannot be overstated how awesome that is. It makes your warlord really quite difficult to kill, because one of the big problems with guard characters is that they die really easily. And one of the big problems in the meta at the moment is Space Marine Eliminators, who can bloody curve bullets around walls and take your characters out. There's not much you can do about it. Marshal Karis Venner just laughs and it's like, you've got to do all 4 wounds to me. You can't do multiple wounds to me. You can't hit me with a power fist in combat and knock me out in one go, or or Thunderhammer and knock me out. No, even a Thunderhammer hit, and there's Space Marine characters out there now which can get like damage 5 Thunderhammers or something crazy. You can hit Marshal Karis Venner with a damage 5 Thunderhammer and he just brushes it off. Doesn't care. He will only take 1 damage. He only ever takes 1 damage, and that massively increases his survivability. It's expensive. You're paying 10 points for that, but there are a lot of characters out there, a lot of armies out there that would kill for an ability like that. And the fact that he's more than likely going to be your warlord does mean that he is going to be, people are going to be gunning for him. So it's good that he's got that survivability. He's got the special rule, Implacable Officer. This model may use the voice of command ability 3 times in each of your turns. So whilst he is almost double the cost of a regular company commander, he does get 3 orders, so you're only missing out on 1 order. Because two company commanders could do 4 orders, he can do 3. So it is a slight advantage, but it is mitigated. The price is mitigated slightly. He has a Deathcore voice of command. He can issue orders to infantry or cavalry units within 6 inches of him that have Deathcore of Krieg keywords. So he can't order Rough Riders, but he can order Death Riders, the Deathcore of Krieg specific cavalry. Now this next rule is probably the main one you're taking him for. Commander-in-Chief. Friendly units within 12 inches of Marshal, Karis, Venner must use his leadership value unless their own is higher. So everyone around, and this is within 12 inches. Okay, it was within 12 inches, not 6 inches, 12 inches. That's amazing. Okay, that is absolutely amazing. That's better than a Lord Commissar. He has a better aura buff than a Lord Commissar. Now the thing is that you can actually buff this guy to have better leadership, and that means everyone else around him has better leadership as well. Okay, because Deathcore of Krieg get access to two kinds of regimental standard. They get the platoon standard and they get the regimental standard. Okay, and these are worded very differently, and unlike in the regular guard book, they do different things, and I'll go into them at the appropriate time. But essentially, if you have Venner in range of a platoon standard, he gets +1 leadership. And it very specifically says platoon standard, not standard, it says platoon standard. Okay. Then if you have him in range of another regimental standard, it also says add +1 leadership if he's in range of any regimental standard, which means you can give Marshal Chris Venner +2 to his leadership, which means he can get up to leadership 11. Okay, which means all guardsmen around him also have leadership 11. Now remember in the last video, in the introduction video, I was saying, you know, Deathcore Krieg have ways of mitigating their leadership when they take morale in close combat, because they don't take any issues with morale in shooting. They've got Cult to Sacrifice. But they do take issues when it comes to getting into combat, and as a Krieg person you want to be getting into combat. Marshal Chris Venner allows you to get round that issue. It's a 12-inch bubble, so pretty much your whole army can be in range of it if you play your cards right. And they're all going to be leadership 11, which means that they're going to get in there. They're going to, remember, you're going to have weakened any enemy unit before you charge it. You weaken it, you kill it down by a significant amount. You put the order duty unto death, the first one, which means that any casualty you take, you get to fight back, and then you charge in, and you kill a bunch of guys, and anyone that fights you back, you know, there's not going to be that many of them left over at that point. Hopefully, you're not going to take that much morale damage because you've got leadership 11. You've got to lose 5 guardsmen, 6 guardsmen. You have to lose 6 guardsmen before you take any damage. Because if you lose 6 guardsmen and you roll a 6, you'll lose 1 guy. That's it. That's it. It's nothing. It practically makes you immune to morale in close combat. Practically. You know. Because even if you lost, you know, you lose 6 guardsmen, you may lose 1 more. You lose 7 guardsmen, you may lose 2 more. You lose 8 guardsmen, you may lose 3. Well, you've lost 8 guardsmen. So yeah, you are practically immune to morale. Okay, you're practically immune to morale. So it's absolutely fantastic, that ability. Yeah, Chris Venner, he's an absolute beast. And I personally think he's an auto-include in any pure Deathcore of Krieg army. The reason for that is, don't forget, you can take him in addition to your normal commanders. So he's a source of extra orders. And Deathcore of Krieg have access to a lot of orders, but you know, it's essentially it gives you an extra 3 orders of Deathcore of Krieg, and you're going to be having a lot of units. So it's really, really good to have that. Don't forget, just as a light touch on this, if you don't make him your warlord, that's absolutely fine. But because you could take, you know, speaking of special characters for the Deathcore, you could take Commissar Yarrick. Okay, and if you make him your warlord, then he gets an extra order, and he can, because he's a commissar, he can order any regiment out there, including Deathcore of Krieg. So that's a way. So Deathcore of Krieg actually have access to lots more orders, and they still get those reroll 1s via Yarrick. So I know this is a Chris Venner video, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to touch on Yarrick and throw him out there as an option to Deathcore of Krieg players. You may not have even thought about including him. You know, he is and he is a really, really good choice. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this this video. If there's anything I've missed, please put it down in the comment section below. But yes, I think he is an auto-include. I think the amount of orders he brings, the leadership buffs he brings, and his ability to just not bloody die is really, really good. And combine that with, like I said, other special characters, he really, you know, he is a fantastic, fantastic unit to have. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please leave lots of comments below, and of course, I'll see you guys next time.